Hey everybody, this is Cadroll Hunter here, and I've got a fresh box of nickels. The hunt is on. Hey everybody, this is James, and you're watching my channel, Cadroll Hunter, and that's right, we've got another 50 rolls of Canadian customer wrapped nickels, so we've got a hunt here. We're going to look to see if we can fill any of the empty spots in our Lighthouse Vista album. Mostly older nickels, King George the Sixth, King George the Fifth, of course, we've only found one, and maybe some early laureate portrait, Queen Elizabeth II. But we want to see what else we might find in here, if we get any low mint, some errors, varieties, foreigns, you name it. We're going to get in here and we're going to see what we can find. We're just in roll number 2. It's a bit of a slow start. We have one nickel in the nickel cup. Of course, we're separating out anything from 1981 or earlier that is pure nickel, 100% nickel. But we have a foreign find. It is a U.S. nickel. It's a 1999 out of Philadelphia. And same roll just a little further back. Another American, pretty dingy looking 1994 out of Philadelphia. Roll number 3, we've got a 2000, and I flipped it over to check it out. And you can see below the Queen's effigy, it's got the P composition mark. This is a low mint, 2000P. The P signifies that this is multiply plated steel. That's what they started composing nickels of in 2000. Earlier than that, it was the Cupro nickel. And before that, of course, was pure nickel. So this is one for the board. Same roll just a little ways back, and we've got something here, a 1960. I didn't even see it. It's got the 12-sided edge. I should have seen that. But there is our first older laureate portrait find of the hunt. And just a little further back, it's our third US. It's our second 1999 P. Roll number 5, we got another 1999 US nickel, but this time it's out of Denver. Same roll, we're going to have our second early 60s nickel, and this one is a 1963 with Queen Elizabeth II on it. Roll number 8, we've got a pretty circulated 1990. We want to put it under the scope and see if it's going to have one of my favorite varieties, or perhaps error if you want to call it that, and that is the bare belly. And this is not the bare belly. We don't see that dye deterioration here. Unfortunately, this is just a regular run-of-the-mill 1990, but always keep your eyes peeled. You'll want to have a scope handy, and I use this pluggable scope here, which I really find pretty helpful, and you can easily see with your scope those types of varieties. Got to keep looking though. Same roll, we've got another American. This time it's one of the more modern designs. This is the 2015 P for Philadelphia. Roll number 9 is going to give us our second 1963. And same roll, we're going to have a really nice looking 1971. And just got a couple light little scratches on it, but definitely more scratches on the obverse. Not a keeper, it's bound for the nickel jar, but from the reverse, this looked pretty nice. We're on roll number 10, and we're going to have another find, another laureate portrait 1963. That's our third 63. Hopefully we'll find some other dates. We've got one 1960 and three 1963s. We're hoping to find something maybe a bit older too. Roll number 12, we've got another commemorative here. This is a 2017. This one's called Living Traditions. It's commemorating the 150th anniversary or birthday of Canada. Roll number 15 is going to give us a pretty nice looking 1977. There are two varieties we can look for with the 77s, the high 7 and the low 7, and you're looking at that 7 on the right, and this one you can see is the low 7. The 7 on the right is lower than the 7 on the left. So this is one of the two varieties you can look for. They're both pretty common, so they don't command a premium, but you want to have both in your collection, don't you? Roll number 18, we're going to have a find here because as I laid it down, I could see a 12-sided edge. We're going to have something here. It is a 1946, and we've got King George VI in the house, 1946, our oldest find of the hunt, and that's a really great one. Same roll, we're going to have another great find. We got a 1967 with the hair on it. That is a great find. We don't see them all that often. When we do, they're usually in pretty nice condition, and this one is. It's got a little something on it, but it's otherwise in great shape. That's a great find for the board. Roll 19, we're going to have a pretty nice looking laureate portrait. Let's flip it and see what we've got. It is our first 1964, and we don't see the die crack by the designer's initials that would indicate the quote-unquote extra waterline variety, but it is a nice looking 1964, a great one for the board. We're in roll number 21, and we are definitely going to have a find in here. I can see a reeded edge in there. We're going to have a dime, so we'll see what that is. Okay, well, I put it down. It doesn't look like we're going to have anything crazy cool. It is just going to be a 2018 dime, but we're up 5 cents. That's all right. We're at the halfway point here, roll number 25, and we've got another find for the board. This is another laureate portrait. It is another 1963. Roll 29, we've got another American, and this is going to be our 14th. I can see that by looking at my little pile over there. This is 1984. It looks like that might be a Philadelphia mint market is. This might be one of the years where the U.S. Mint didn't create mint sets. So ones in really good condition would command a premium. This one is not that great shape. It looks like it struck slightly off center. You can see there's really no rim by In God We Trust over here. Thicker rim over there. But I don't think this is going to be commanding any sort of premium because of that. Anyway, it's another American for the board. And we're going to have another find for the board in this same roll. It's a pretty beat up 1964. It's got all sorts of scratches. Looks like on both sides. But it's a laureate portrait 1964 and not the extra waterline. Another find for the board. Still in that same roll, it's our first 1996 we can throw under the scope and have a look at. And what we want to look at is that D and the 6. That might be a far 6. The 6 isn't close to the D. No attached 6 there, and no die clash that we can see on this coin at all like we've seen in the past. Roll 31, and this is either going to be a 63 or a 64. And we're hitting the 63s today. That is our 5th 1963. And just to be sure it wasn't going to get outpaced, the 64s decided to strike back here. That's a pretty nice looking 64 from the reverse. Let's check it out on the other side. That's not too bad at all. No scratches, lots of great detail, and no extra water line, but that's a nice nickel. A quick edge check on roll number 32 tells us we're going to have something. I can see that 12-sided edge right by my thumb. So let's see what we got this time. And it's King George VI again. That's our second George. This is a 1949. That's a great find. I'm not sure if we have this one in the album. That's 2 40s King George VI in this box. That's really cool. Roll number 44 is going to give us a really nice looking Elizabeth II here with the tiara on it. Not much wear on that. We'll have to flip it over to see what we've got. And it's a beautiful 1967. Again, that's our second of the hunt. This one's in even better shape than the last one. That one is a beautiful one. Often we can find these in good shape because people have been holding on to these for a long time. Roll number 42, I bring you in because we've got another U.S. nickel. It is get a closer look. It's a 2016 Philadelphia. This might be a good time just to remind you that I have a big giveaway coming up. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away a Lighthouse Vista quarter album, complete with every commemorative circulating coin, including the 1967 silver Bobcat, all of the colorized circulating coins. You don't want to miss that. You need to leave a comment on the comment video. I'll have a link in the video description below, as well as be subscribed to the channel. So go check that out. Roll 43, we're going to have another find. I see another 12-sided edge. I'll see if I can get this down in one motion and then see what we've got. There it is. It is a 1958. So that is a Queen Elizabeth II, another early laureate portrait. I just laid down roll 45. I'm getting ahead of myself. 45, and an edge here caught my eye. We got another one here. What's it gonna be? It's an Elizabeth, and it is a 1962. That's our first 62 of the hunt. I just threw that under the scope. There is a double date. We could probably see it on the 2 here. We don't see that here, but I always want to check for that. Just cracked into roll number 47, and we're going to have an ender on here. It was the ender we couldn't see with the wrapper, but there's a 1964. There's a better look at our 64. Not bad at all. Maybe it will have some friends in here. And there's one we haven't seen yet. It's that 2005 commemorating the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II. Roll number 50, we're in the very last roll, and I just see an older edge here, and it looks to be in pretty nice condition. This is going to be a 63 or a 64. Let's take a peek. It is a really nice looking 1964. We might want to check that against our album, although I think our 64 might be gorgeous, but we'll set that aside anyhow and see how it compares. I'll finish this up and then we'll come back. We'll see how we did. And just a couple of coins behind there, we found a low mintage 1991. So another box down, and that was a good hunt. We did pretty well with our nickel. More than half a cup. That's a little bit better than we often do. Not as good as last time. That was crazy. We almost filled 3 full cups. We can't expect that every time. We found 21 American nickels, no other foreigns. We got a dime to add to our dime stack. We got a couple of low mint coins with this 1991 and this 2000p, both lower mintage. We got one nicer find to just check against the album, that 1977 low 7. In our 60s, we got one 1960, a 62. We got 5 63s and 5 64s. No surprise there. And one really nice 64 on the top. We'll check that against the album. Got a bit of gunk on it. We'll see. And we got a couple of 1967 commemoratives. We only got one nickel from the 50s. We got a 1958. And our 2 oldest nickels of the hunt. Always good to see some King George VI in the box. We got a 1946 and a 1949. So we'll have a quick look at the album and see if we can add anything or upgrade anything, and we'll be right back. Well, we've checked the album and we did better than I thought. We needed both those 1946 and 1949, so we filled 2 spots in the album. We're now up to 85 of 117 spots. We've got a few extras that didn't have spots, but we're doing really, really well. And we got ourselves an upgrade because that 1958 that we had was much nicer than the one that was in here. So this album is looking really, really good. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do that. Subscribe to Cadroll Hunter. Don't forget about my big giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. When I reach that level, I'm going to be giving away a quarter album just like this one with all of the commemorative quarters. But you have to be subscribed and you have to leave a comment on the video linked down below. So thank you so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.